Welcome back to another episode of What the Hall. I came across this reel on my Instagram feed and I was like, I need to react to this. Without further ado, DJ, run the track. Hi, how are you? Welcome to What the Hall. I'm Mohammed. This is my corner of the internet. I predominantly do skincare content, so every month I do a new in episode. That's why I had the sticker on my shirt. I just finished recording my November new in episode. Definitely go through the catalog. There's 2 years worth of videos. Get to know me, get familiar with what we got going on over here. If you're here for the skincare conversation, I will put the timestamp so you can jump ahead. I need to do my preamble. I decided to pop out because in the last 2 weeks, we got the Squabble Up video and we got the GNX album and we got a lawsuit. For at least 10 years, I really was disassociated and really uninterested in what was going on in the hip hop scene. But something in the last 2 to 3 years has shifted and the quality of music has improved significantly. The effort that people are putting into their music videos is something I haven't seen since like my formative years. Like in the late 90s, those Hype William videos, it almost felt earth shattering. Whether it was Quiet Storm, She's a Bitch. People are making more effort and I'm here for it. It enhances the experience. It makes things that much more delicious. Aside from what that lawsuit might say, the music is good. I am willingly saying, play the GNX album. The people are actively seeking out Kendrick's music because his music is phenomenal. He is one of Compton's finest. The music video is so rich and so layered. There are lots of articles, I'm sure, that break down all the various Easter eggs. I'm looking at that music video and I'm seeing all these different subcultures and fashions that look from the late 90s, like a D4L video, Dipset, No Shape, The Lowrider. There's a Black Panther at the end of the video, the Nate Dogg album, and you're just kind of watching it, trying to piece together things, and I love it. I hope he wins Record of the Year. I hope he gets Single of the Year in the Grammys, which then brings me on to DOE, big Doechii fan, and her mixtape, her album that she dropped also in the summer. Unbelievable. I think female rappers make a lot more effort because it's twofold. It's about wanting to express themselves and have a good time, but because it is rap music, you have to be able to have a veneer of bravado. You have to be able to like hold your own. Put the money in my hands. I'm a Gucci and a bonnet spending. And I'm just going to link to it. This set that she did at a festival in the last week. She's on stage. She's doing her face tape thing. She's got her female hype man in the back. Total Miu Miu look. I'm so sure that the people in that crowd went home and went through her catalog. I think she is like a real superstar. And then also just speaking on the fashion thing. When you think about men in hip hop who are stylish, right? You think ASAP. You think of Tyler. Whoever he's working with, he's having a moment. When I hear music, it makes me dance. I'm obsessed with the shape of his jeans. The way the hem like kind of flares out at the bottom. I'm gonna do some Googles and try to figure out where they're from and what they actually look like on a hanger. Enough of me rambling. I never do these sorts of reactions. 80% of my media diet is predominantly news. Whenever I do go on socials, I'm very much searching for something to use in one of my videos or to do some digging. This video came up in the Discovery page, the For You page. I don't actually follow this guy. Yeah, he's called Sosa London. Street interviews are a cancer on our society broadly, but this was a street interview that really spoke to me, and so we're just gonna play this clip real quick.
What is the most overrated skincare brand?
Ordinary.
What? You're the second person to say this.
Ordinary.
What?
I have like the hyaluronic serum.
The which one?
The hyaluronic.
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's okay, but like not like, you know, it's
But-
not giving.
But it reflects in the cost though.
Or I would say, what is it called? Paula's Choice? The Paula's Choice. It's
Paula's
like a
Choice.
black bottle. It broke my skin out
What?
so bad. Yeah, I didn't
Wow.
like it. Yeah.
La Roche-Posay. Execution doesn't work for everyone, and I don't know, it's so overhyped. But I don't understand the hype of La Roche-Posay.
All right, I strongly agree with what both of these people had said. So the first person, she called out The Ordinary, specifically their hyaluronic serum, and then Paula's Choice, one of her toners. I think Ordinary causes a lot of chaos and confusion. When that launched, I remember seeing it and being taken aback by the prices. When you go to the pharmacy, you'll go to the skincare aisles and you'll see, you know, a Neutrogena retinol might be $20, might be $30. And so how is it this brand new brand is coming out the gate and charging these prices? Immediately something wasn't clicking in my head. When there's hype behind something, I'm immediately checked out. I think I'm above it. I need a little bit of space before I actually tap in and try the product. But I will say The Ordinary have completely flipped the marketplace, and they've created this new category of ultra accessible price points in skincare. On the one hand, empowered lots of people to want to do their research, to want to do their homework. But on the flip side of that is created a culture of skintellectuals. I did find an article about this, people policing those people who buy cheap or budget-friendly items. I think the inverse is true, especially when you look on websites like Sephora. When you find a product that is over the $100 mark, there's a segment of people who will immediately criticize a product for being expensive. To each his own. Everyone has a different budget that they're working with. I think they do a blanket 25% or something for the entire month of November. If you are loyal to the brand and you have a good experience with their products, wait for the month of November and buy everything in multiples, stock up for the year. Their hyaluronic serum, I think, is one of their hero products. Hyaluronic is a pretty ubiquitous ingredient. You don't need a standalone hyaluronic serum. It's not lost on me that she says, because that's the thing with hyaluronic. For me, I'm not a hyaluronic person. I don't find that to be life-changing, whether it be the Sturm or whether it be something as cheap as, I don't know, Bioderma. The second thing that she brings up is Paula's Choice, which I find very interesting. When I used to work at my Sephora store, Canada's second Sephora, we did keep some beauty books as like a reference tool, and we always kept a copy of the Don't Go to the Counter Without Me. She was very reductive and oversimplified things. You know, you could have this really strong product, and if it had a strong fragrance that she didn't approve of, suddenly the whole product was shelved. It was a bad product. Don't buy this. She liked very specific brands like Neutrogena, CeraVe, which at the time when the book would have come out was only available in the US, and now it's absolutely everywhere. On the one hand, the book was useful because it had references to peer reviews and different studies to back up the claims that she was making, but opinions are not facts, and skincare is not that serious as far as I'm concerned. I'm coming from the position of somebody who's never really had serious skincare issues. If we are talking about medical interventions, that's when you seek out medical knowledge one-on-one. If that's the angle that you're coming to skincare with, then just stick to glycerin creams, prescription retinol, zinc sunscreens. Do that, you know, stick to those sorts of things. When we're talking about consumer goods, we want to be able to listen to various opinions and then arrive at conclusions that work for us. And this is what I was talking about when I was reviewing the Clarins Double Serum. Is I appreciate that there are going to be people who say that Clarins is trash, Clarins is all essential oils and fragrance, and that is a valid argument to make. But unfortunately, that doesn't hold up when there are lots of people who've been using the product for decades, and when they look in the mirror, their skin looks better for having used those products. So what do you say to those people? Where is your peer-reviewed study then? That's where I take issue with her approach and that book in particular. I think she's probably like an insufferable person to be around, but you know, that's just me. And then this last person, she's talking about the Roche-Posay broadly. It is my understanding, and I could be wrong here, the backstory with Roche-Posay is it was started by a lady called Christina. I don't know what her surname is. She started a brand called Biomedic, and she sold Biomedic off. She then went on to start Philosophy. That's the seed that starts La Roche-Posay. If you live in Canada, you're familiar with Shoppers and Shoppers Drug Mart. All the L'Oreal brands get these incredible like fixtures. They spend lots of money really hyping up their brands, whether it be Maybelline or Garnier, Vichy, Lancôme. They always get pride of place in the pharmacy because L'Oreal spends big bucks pushing their products. But with Biomedic, it was a good proposition. They were doing something different in the landscape, but now the brand is really redundant. There's a lot of repetition. Which moisturizer do I buy? Do I buy the Tolerian or do I buy the Hydraphase? Do I just use Cicaplast? Which level of sensitivity am I? So I find the brand in its current iteration to be very overwhelming. It lacks the pleasure and the sensorial element that comparable brands like Aven and Bioderma, SVR, they do very well. Again, L'Oreal will market the hell out of this brand and keep pushing this and now CeraVe in your face until you submit. I would love to find more clips like this and do little reactions. Thumbs up, thumbs down, however this moved you. If you're new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you did subscribe. Thank you for listening. Thank me for speaking, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.